In this tutorial, we are going to solve some practice questions under radical functions, modulus functions, inequalities, and also more questions under the nature of the roots. So I've got my first question, which is saying solve for x in the following equations. Be sure to check answers and recognize any extraneous solutions. So what are extraneous solutions? Extraneous solutions, these are solutions which when you solve the equation, you definitely find the value of x. But if you plug in that value of x, it's not going to give you exactly as what you have. For example, if I find maybe x to be equal to 2, if I plug in 2 where there is x, I need to find 9. So if I don't find 9, then this x, this value of x is extraneous solution. Okay, in short, that solution is not part of the answer, or the value which you have found is not part of the solution. That's extraneous solution. So let's begin our discussion with the first question. So the first question is a radical function, which is the square root of x plus 6 is plus 2x is equal to 9. So how do you solve such kind of radical equation? So since we have got a square root this side, x plus 6 plus 2, or is plus 2x, is equal to 9. The only thing which we can do here is just to shift 2x to go to the right hand side. So we have x plus 6 is equal to 9 minus 2x. The reason why I'm doing this, I need to have the square root on its own to the left hand side. Okay, when I reach at this point, now I can square to get rid of the square root. So these 2 and the square root will cancel out, so I'll remain with x plus 6 is equal to, now here I'm going to say 9 times 9. This is the same as we have got 9 like this. You have 2 of these. Okay, so you start now. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times negative 2x, that should be 18x. The negative 2x times 9, again negative 18x. The negative 2 times negative 2, which is going to give us positive 4x squared. Okay, now since I've got x squared and there is another figure which is just having x and a number without x, definitely that is a quadratic equation, meaning I can shift all these to the other side so that I remain with 0. So I'm going to have 0 is equal to 81 minus, these ones I can add them, which they are going to give me 36x, negative 18x minus 18x, then plus 4x squared minus x, I'm shifting now these to the other side, minus 6. Okay, so I have now 0 is equal to, so I have 81 minus 6. What are we going to have? Okay, so 81 minus 6, that is going to give me positive 75. Then 36, negative 36 minus that one, it should be it's going to give us what? Should be negative 37. Okay, so we'll have negative 37 x, then plus 4x squared. So allow me to get rid of this so that I rewrite that. So now this one I can rewrite it in form of this. It's the same as 4x squared minus 37x then plus 75 is equal to 0. So this is a quadratic equation. Now I'm trying to find the solutions. Okay, so now here what I'm going to do is I need to find the product. The product is 4 times 75. So 4 times 5 is 20, so I'll put 0. 4 times 7, it should be 28. 28 plus 2, 30. So 300, that's my product. My sum is negative 38. 37, sorry. So what will be my factors? Two numbers which when I do times, they should give me 300. When I do plus, they should give me negative 37. And those numbers should be negative 25 and negative 12. If I do negative 25 minus 12 is going to be 37. Negative 25 times negative 12 is 300, positive 300. That would mean to say I'm going to have 4x squared minus 12x minus 25x plus 75 is equal to 0. Now I can factor out 4 here. 4x, open brackets, x minus 4 into 12 is 3. Here I'm going to factor out negative 25. So I'm going to remain with x minus 25 into 75 is 3 is equal to 0. So since these are the same, we just get 1. So it will be now 4x minus 25, then again x minus 3 is equal to 0. So again, since I don't have space, I'm going to get rid of this. So now, meaning I've got 4x minus 25 is equal to 0. Shift 25 to the other side. 4x will be equal to 25. Divide both sides by 25, or 4, and x will be equal to 25 over 4. I'm done with the first x. I'll go to the next one, this one now. It will be x minus 3 is equal to 0. X is equal to 3. Now, these are my solutions. Okay? So my solutions are x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 25 over 4. Now, I'm not going to end there. I need to prove. Okay? As long as you are dealing with a radical function, radical equation, sorry, when you find the answers, you need to plug in the values. You see if that solution is what? Is not extraneous solution. So I'll start with 3. Let's plug in 3. We see if it's going to give us 9. So the square root of 3 plus 6, then plus 2, then here 3 is equal to 9. Okay, 3 here I'm going to get 9. The square root of 9 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6 is equal to 9. So 9 is equal to 9. So indeed x is equal to 3 is the solution for this radical function. As simple as that. Now I need to go ahead and also prove the second one. Okay, so we can clearly see that the second one is so we'll plug in the values here. So you have got 25 over 4 plus 6. Then here I have plus 2. 25 over 4 is equal to 9. Is this true? Let's see. 25 over this, what I have here, I've got 25 over 4 plus 6. It's the same as times 4 divided by 4. Because 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I will remain with 6 again. That would mean to say I've got 25 over 4 plus 24 over 4. So if I add those two, it's going to give me 49 over 4. Meaning in the square root, I've got 49 over 4 plus 2 into, this is going to give me 25 over 2, because 2 and 4, 2 is going to go, so I'll mean with 2 there, is equal to 9. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 4 is 2, plus 25 over 2 is equal to 9. Let's add this. So 7 plus 25, it should be what? Should be 32. So meaning I've got 32 divided by 2 is equal to 9. 32 divided by 2 is 16. So 16 cannot be equal to 9. Therefore, the extraneous solution here is this one. So you say, after proving now, how do you report your answer? You say the only solution for this equation is x is equal to 3. As simple as that. Okay? So that is very, very important. Now, you know, the way I've solved this question is as exactly as the way you are supposed to solve part 2 and part 3. So I want you guys to go ahead and solve part 2 and 3. Send the answers in the comment section. You can post it, or if you have my number, you can send the solutions in my inbox on WhatsApp. Okay? So this one, let me just give you a hint. What you are going to do in this case, you just shift this 5 to the other side, then square to get rid of the square root. Same applies to part 3. You shift this to the other side, then you square to get rid of what? The square root. So I want you to identify the extraneous solutions as well as the real solutions for these two, and send me the solutions. So now I'm going to solve this one because it's a bit different from the one I'm from solving. So this question is the root of 2x plus 3 minus the root of x minus 2 is equal to 2. When you have got 2 square root, get me right there. When you have got 2 square root, the only thing you can do is you have to get another square root to go to the other side. You can't work out with radical equation when you have got 2 square root to one side. Okay? So in this case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to shift this to go to the right hand side. So I'll have the square root of 2x plus 3 to be equal to 2 plus the root of x minus 2. Now at this point, I can square to get rid of the square root. So I'm going to do this. Even here, I'll do that. When I do that, I can clearly see that this 2 and that square root, they will cancel out. I'll remain with 2x plus 3. Then here now, I'm going to say 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times the square root of x minus 2 is going to be 2 the square root of x minus 2. Then again, the square root of x minus 2 times 2. I'll still get 2 times the square root of x minus 2. The square root of the square root of x minus 2 times the square root of x minus 2, meaning the square is going to be cancelled. Since there is positive here, it's not going to affect anything. But in a case where there is negative, you have to put them in brackets. So here, to make things simple and straightforward, I'm going to put them in the brackets like that. So in a case where we had a negative here, that negative, although would have not affected anything, because if you are multiplying negative by negative, would have gotten positive. So still we'll have that. Okay? So these two can be added. It's going to give me 4. So I'll still have 2x plus 3 to be equal to 4 plus 4 the root of x minus 2. Then plus x minus 2. Now, I can clearly see that 4 and 2, they can add up. Then I'll remain with 2x plus 3 to be equal to 4, and that one I'll get 2. Then 2, let me just write x here, then plus 4 the root of x minus 2. I've just gotten this and write it here. Okay, so now since I don't have space this side, I'm going to continue it from here. So from this point I can now shift this and that to the left hand side because it doesn't have the square root. So I'll say 2x plus 3, shift 2, it will be minus 2, shift x to be minus x, will be equal to 4 the root of x minus 2, like that. That would mean to say 2x minus x is just x, 3 minus 2 is 1. Then I have now 4 the root of x minus 2, like that. The next thing which we need to know is I'm going to, you can clearly see that I still have the square root. I need to get rid of that square root. At this point I can also square. Even here I'm going to square. So if I square this, it's going to be the same as the one I was telling you about. X minus or x plus 1, again x plus 1. So it's like you're expanding this now. So it is x times x, which is x squared. X times 1 is plus x. 1 times x is x. Then 1 times 1 is 1. Then here is 4 times 4 is 16. This one times, if I square it, meaning the square root has gone, like that. So this is going to be x squared. X plus x is 2x plus 1. So this will be 16x minus 16 times 2 is 32. Okay. What else? I can clearly see that I've got x squared. I've got again x and a number without x. That is definitely a quadratic equation. Shift everything here to the left hand side so that I minus 0 there. X squared plus 2x plus 1 minus 16x plus 32 is equal to 0. Let's get rid of this. Now I can clearly see here that x squared is alone. Even this one I can get rid of it so that I start from top here. X squared is alone. So now I'm remaining with 2x minus 16x. That is going to give me negative 14x. So I have got again 1 plus 32, which is giving me 33. Should be equal to 0. Perfect. Now let's get rid of this to create space. So we can clearly see that our product in this case, our product is 33. Our sum is negative 14. Okay? So if our sum is negative 14, what will be the factors? Let's see. What will be the factors? What if we say, I think it should be negative 11 and negative 3. So that when I say negative 11 minus 3 is negative 14, negative 11 times 3 is positive 33. That is perfect. Meaning that I have got x squared minus 11x minus 3x plus 33 is equal to 0. Let's factor out x. X open brackets. So x open brackets I'll have x open brackets. I'll remain with x minus 11. Here I can factor out 3. I'll remain with x, then since this is negative, divided by there, negative 11 is equal to 0. My solutions will be like that. x minus 11 is equal to 0. That is now x minus 3 is equal to 0, x minus 11 is equal to 0. Meaning if I shift 3 to the other side, I'll have x is equal to 3, another one will be x is equal to 11. Now, sometimes if you don't want to waste time, this is what you do. When you identify your factors and you realize that x squared has got the coefficient of positive 1, these are your solution. Okay, so you just say x minus 11 and x minus 3 is equal to 0, meaning x is equal to 11 and x is equal to 3, like that. Okay, after finding the answer, since it is a radical, we need to prove, is x is equal to 3 indeed the part of the solution, or it is an extraneous solution? Let's see. I have got the square root of 2 open brackets 3 plus 3 minus the square root of 3 minus 2. Is it going to be equal to 2? Let's see. So inside here I'll have 6 plus 3, 9. The square root of 9 is 3. Minus, here I'm going to have 3 minus 2, which is 1. The square root of 1 is 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. Indeed, x is equal to 3 is the solution for this equation. From there, we try again 11. The square root of 2 minus times 11 plus 3 minus the square root of x is 11 minus 2. Is it going to give us 2? Let's see. That is going to be 22. 22 plus 3 should be 25. The square root of 25 is 5 minus. That is going to be 9. The square root of 9 is 3 is equal to 2. 5 minus 3 is 2. So both 11 and 3, they are the solutions for this equation. As simple as that. Okay. So now that I've solved this one, like I've said, for second one and third one, I want you to send me the solutions. So let's now go ahead and try to solve the equations. Okay. So for the equations, we can clearly see that this equation, let me use different column. This equation, and that one, they are basically the same. So for this one, I'm going to solve the first one. I want you to go ahead and solve this one and this one. You are going to send me the solutions. So let's see. We have 5 divided by x plus 4 minus 5 or minus 4 divided by x is equal to 21 divided by 2 of 5x divided by 5x plus 20. The first thing is to make the left hand side to be the same as the right hand side, like it has to be just one fraction. So what I'm going to do is I have to find the common denominator, which is going to be x plus 4 times x. So that times that, I can clearly see that x plus 4 and x plus 4 will cancel out, and I'm going to remain with just x. X times 5 is 5x. Here I'll have 4, x and x will cancel, then I'll remain with x plus 4, like that. is equal to 21 divided by 5x plus 20, like that. Next, I can simplify the top part here. So it's going to be 5x minus 4x minus 4. 4 times 4 is 16. So that's what we're going to have. Okay. Then I divide this by x plus 4. Then I've got x should be equal to 21 5x plus 20. At this point, I can clearly see that 5x minus 4 is going to give me x. So I have now x minus 16, okay, divided by, if I want, I can also expand this. I'll say x times what is inside. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. Should be equal to 21 divided by 5x plus 20. Like that. So I can get rid of this. At this point now, I can clearly see that I can cross multiply. So if I can cross multiply here, I'm going to say 21 times 2x squared is going to be 21x squared plus 21 times that, 21 times 4x. I'm multiplying this and 21. So 21 times, so I'll just say 4 times 1 is 4. Then I put x, 4 times that is going to give me 84. Should be equal to these ones, just put them in brackets for now. And we'll come and multiply them later. I don't have enough space there, so let me rewrite it. We are saying we are getting 21x squared plus 84x is equal to 5x plus 20 in the brackets, then x minus 16 in the brackets. Now the remaining part is just to expand this. So I'll keep on writing this as 21x squared plus 84x is equal to, so I'm going to say 5x times x is going to give me 5x squared. Then 5x times negative 16, what are we getting? That should be 5 times 6 is 24. Then 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2, it should be what? If we do the proper math there, we are saying 5 times x, we have gotten 5x squared. Then 16 times 5, isn't that supposed to be 80? 16 times 5, it should be 80, yeah. So it is 80, but negative because 16 has got negative 80x. Then 20 times that one is plus 20x. Again 20 times 16, that should be negative, it's like you have got 160 times 2, so 0 32 3, so it's 320. That's what we have. Now at this point we can clearly see that the only remaining part is just to shift. I'm going to shift everything here to the right, to the left hand side, so that I remain with 0 this side. So I'll say 21x squared. Since this is having squared, I'm going to say minus 5x squared, meaning that I'm done with that. I'm done with that guy. Plus 84x. I'm going to shift the 1, so now I can add these two, which is 81. It should be 60, negative 60, because you have negative 80 plus 20. They are both having x, so it's negative 60. Now that negative 60, if I shift it to the other side, it's going to be plus 60x. Okay, and then plus this one shifting to the other side is plus 320. Should be equal to 0, like that. So what is 21 minus 5? Okay, what is 21 minus 5? Is 16. So 16x squared. What of 84 plus 60? So if I do 80 plus 60 is 140, plus 4, 144. X plus 320 is equal to 0. Now this is the equation I have. I can reduce this equation. I think 16 can go into 144 and 320. So 16 into 16 is 1, so I'll say x squared. 16 into 144, it should be 9, because 9 times 16 is 144. So it's going to be 9x plus 16 into, just say 16 into 32 is 2, meaning 0 is 20, is equal to 0. I've reduced this now into this simple equation. So my equation now is x squared plus 9x plus 20 is equal to 0. Let's find the values of x. So the product is 20. The sum is positive 9. What will be the factors? The factors should be 4 and 5, both positive. Like I said, if the coefficient is positive 1 here, these are the solutions. You just say x plus 4 and x plus 5 is equal to 0. So that would mean to say x plus 4 is equal to 0, x plus 5 is equal to 0. So x will be equal to -4, x will be equal to -4, and x will be equal to -5. If you're having challenges on how to come up with that one, what you can do is just plug in the values. So plus 4x plus 5x plus 20 is equal to 0. Factor out x, you remain with x plus 4. Factor out 5, you remain with x plus 4 is equal to, it's the same thing. No one is going to penalize you. So you have that, which is exact as that point. Okay, now after finding the answers, plug in the values. Try to see if you're going to have extraneous solutions. Okay, so let's see. If x is -4, or another one is supposed to be -5, anyway, sorry, -5. Okay, now our equation, remember, I want you to pay attention here. We have got 5 over x plus 4. Okay, again here 4 over x. The moment I plug in here, I plug in where there is x, I put -4, plus 4 minus 4 over -4. Okay, get me right there. Is equal to 21 over 5 -4, then plus 20. one thing you are going to notice here is that here we are going to have 5 over 0. As long as on the denominator there is 0, that is undefined. Okay, so this part we're not going, it's not going to affect it. But here, even here, 21 over is going to be 20 minus negative 20 plus 20, which is going to be 21 over 0, which is undefined. Therefore, x is equal to negative 4 is an extraneous solution. It's not part of the solution. Okay, so this is not the solution for this equation. What of 5? Negative 5. We had negative 5. Let's not forget. What of negative 5? Let's see. If we plug in negative 5, here we're going to have negative 5 plus 4. Here negative 5. Here negative 5 times 5, then plus 20. So here we have 5 divided by neg 1. Then here it's same as just putting plus 4 over 5 is equal to, that will be 25. That will be negative 25 plus 20. So here is the same as negative 5, just negative 5. It's okay if you can write it like that way. Negative 5 plus 4 over 5 is equal to, this will be 21 divided by what? It will be 21 divided by, down here is going to be negative 5, like that. So let's see. On the left hand side, we need to come up with 21, which is the same as negative 21 over 5. So now I have got negative 5 plus 4 over 5 is equal to negative 21 over 5. Let's see. The left hand side, it is the same as rewriting it as 5, then I've got that divided by 5 plus 4 over 5. Why am I writing it like that way? Let me explain. I know that 5 divided by 5 is 1, so it will take me back to negative 5. If you don't understand that part, you can do it as like this. Then you put divided by 1, the denominator is 5. It's the same thing. So the common here, since it's going to be negative 25 plus 4, okay, divided by 5, even here 5 is equal to negative 21 over 5. The denominators are the same, we add the numerator. Negative 25 plus 4 is negative 21 over 5 is equal to negative 21 over 5. So the only solution for this equation is that x should be only equal to neg 5. As simple as that. So now I've solved this one. I want you to go ahead and solve this one and that one using the same principle which I've used for part 5. Now we are back for radical. We have now an interesting question, which is this one here. Let me solve for you. So we have the square root of x minus 6 square root of x is equal to 1. The only thing you can do here is just to find a way on how you are going to get rid of the square root which is on the denominator. So you can do times the square root of x everywhere to get rid of the square root on the denominator. The square root of x times the square root of x is just x. The square root of x times 6 over the square root of x is going to give me 6, because these they will cancel. I'll have 6 is equal to 1 times the square root of x is just the square root of x. When I reach at this point, I can now square to get rid of the square root. So it's like x minus 6 x minus 6. X times x is x squared. X times negative 6, negative 6x. The negative 6 times x is negative 6x. 6 times 6 positive 36 is equal to 2, and the square root will cancel. I'll remain with x. Meaning I now have x squared. These are going to give me negative 12x, then plus 36 is equal to x. Shift x to the other side. We'll have x squared. Okay. We'll have x squared minus 12x minus x plus 36 is equal to 0. That is a quadratic equation. Let's see. The product is 36. The sum, now I've not finished. So it will be negative 13x plus 36 is equal to 0. Okay. So the product is 36. The sum is negative 13. What are the factors? So the factors will be, if I do, should be negative 4 and negative 9. Yeah. Because that time that is 36 plus is negative 36. Negative 13, sorry. Meaning that if the coefficient is positive 1, those are my solutions. X minus 4, x minus 9 is equal to 0. So x minus 4 is equal to 0 and x minus 9 is equal to 0. Let's see. If I shift 4 to the other side, it will be positive 4. X will be equal to 4. Another one, x will be equal to 9. Done. Then you are going to see that these answers which I've just found, I need to prove. Okay. So I'll put, when x is equal to 4 minus 6 over the root of 4, let's see. Is it going to give us 1? So this will give me 2 minus, this is going to be 6 over 2. Is it going to give me 1? So 2 minus 2 into 6 is 3. Is it going to give me 1? Okay, we can clearly see that this is going to give me negative 1. Negative 1 is not equal to 1. Therefore, x is equal to 4 is an extraneous solution. It's not part of the solution. Let's try 9. The square root of, this is going to be 9 minus 6 over the square root of 9 is equal to 1. So this will be 3, then minus 6 over the square root of 3, the square root of 9 is 3 is equal to 1. Let's see. So we'll have 3 minus, that is going to give me 2 is equal to 1. Indeed, 3 minus 2 is 1. 1 is equal to 1. So the only solution in this case is just x is equal to 9. As simple as that. Okay, we now move to modulus function. Modulus equation, sorry. So the first one which I have is the modulus of x plus 6 is equal to the modulus of 3x plus 24. Like that. If you have got modulus both sides, you just put plus or minus to one side. So you choose where to put plus or minus. In this case, I'm going to put this side. So plus or minus, then I remove now the modulus. Even here, I'll just leave it the way it is. Don't put plus or minus both sides. Once you put plus or minus both sides, that is wrong. Okay. So The next thing here now is meaning I've got two things. I multiply first by positive, which is going to be x plus 6 is equal to 3x minus 24. If I multiply by negative, I'm going to say, or another one is going to be negative x minus 6 is equal to 3x minus 24. So I'll start with the one for positive. I'll start solving the top part here. So x plus 6 is equal to 3x minus 24. Shift 3 to the other side, 6 to the other side. So x minus 3x is going to be equal to negative 24 minus 6, like that. This is going to give me negative 2. Will be equal to, that should be 30. So it's going to give me negative 30. If I divide both sides by negative 2, x will be equal to 15. And now let's do for the negative. The one we multiplied by negative is this one. So negative x, I shift 3, is going to be like that. Negative 24, then plus 6. This is going to be negative 4x is equal to, that one should be negative 18. Okay, negative 18. So if I divide both sides by negative 4, even here by negative 4, my x will be equal to, negative and negative will cancel. So I'll say 2 into 18 is 9. 2 into 4 is so my answer will be 9 over 2. But let's see, do we have any extraneous solution? We start proving with 15. If I put 15 here, it will be 15 plus 6 in the modulus is equal to 3 times 15 minus 24. So that will be 21 now in the modulus. So 15, that will be 45. So 45, you do minus 24, definitely you get 21. So that's the part of, so x is equal to 15 is indeed the solution for this equation. Let's try 9 over 2. So 9 over 2 plus 16, it is the same as here I put 2 over 2. So it will be 12 plus 9. So 12 plus 9, it should be 21. So it's like you have 21 over 2. That is to the left hand side. Let's see that side. 3, then you have got 9 over 2 minus 24. So 3 and that one is 27 over 2 minus 24. So 24 is the same as you put 2 over 2. So which is going to be 48. So now you have 21, 24 times, okay, let me do this. Now you have got 27 divided by 2 minus, this is going to be 48 divided by 2. The denominators are the same, so you are going to add the numerator. So it's 27 minus 48, which is negative 21 over 2. But since it is in the modulus, it will still come out as positive. So we end up having 21 over 2 is equal to 21 over 2. So which is the solution, which is part of the solution. So x is equal to 9 over 2 is also part of the solution. So in this case, we don't have any extraneous solution. Let's do the last one. So the last question is the modulus of x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 is equal to 3. Here we know that where there is modulus we put plus or minus, but in this case even if I put plus or minus where there is 3, nothing is going to change. So I'm going to say I'm going to have x plus 1. I'll remove now the modulus. Then you need to put plus or minus here. What does it mean? It means that I have got x plus 1 minus what this is equal to 3, or x plus 1 divided by x minus 1 is equal to negative 3. So you solve now. I'll start with the 1 for negative. So I'll cross multiply in this case. Here there's 1. So if I cross multiply, I'll end up having x plus 1, the top part, is equal to 3 times x is 3x minus 3. So it will be x minus 3x is equal to negative 3 minus 1. This is going to give me 2x is equal to negative 4. I divide both sides by negative 2x. X will be equal to, if I divide that, it's going to give me 2. Let's do the one for the negative. If I cross multiply, I'll end up having this negative 3 plus 3, like that. So I'll have x, so that's supposed to be x. I'll have x plus now 3x is equal to 3 minus 1, like that. 4x is equal to 2. Divide both sides by 4, both sides by 4. X will be equal to 1 over 2. Now, I want you to help me try to plug in these values if at all you are going to get positive 3. So if we have any external solution, let me know. So that is it for question 1.